Well, welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Tanner O'Brien. I'm a senior partner here at Action Coach in Central Texas. And today I'm sitting down with Olga Bondareva, who is the founder and CEO of ModumUp. Excited to be jumping in, having some conversation about your business, about this journey of entrepreneurship, all the kind of maybe ups and downs that come along with it and everything else like that. So, Olga, I'm so excited to have you here to be jumping in, having some conversation. So why don't we let's just start with a little bit of background. If you would give us kind of just I don't know, maybe like a sneak peek into your journey, kind of what led you to founding your company, and then of course, give us at least a quick little taste of what is Modum Up.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Tanner. And I would be happy to share my story and talk about my company. And I will start with what we do. We are a social selling agency. It means that we do social selling, but this is the tricky part, what it is. Yeah. And social selling is about personal profiles development, I mean, on social media to achieve some business goals. For example, to acquire potential clients, partners, or employees. And we mostly work with B2B companies in tech, in digital, in logistics and financial sectors. And we help them identify their key employees, so maybe work with their founders to develop their personal profiles and achieve their goals. This is what we do.
Very cool. I'm excited to dive into that. Before we do, what's been your journey? How did you get to founding the company? What was your experience leading up into this?
I was a fan of social media for many years. I guess I started working in social media in 2011. Yeah, and so it was a long time ago. And I had my own projects in social media. I used to work for Microsoft, and I was responsible for social media in Central and Eastern Europe region. So it's a huge region with 33 countries. Yeah, so it's a lot, but there I was interested in not only in just classic social media marketing. It's actually funny to call it classic because social media marketing is kind of new, but still. And I was responsible for that, and also for social selling. It was about personal profiles of some, for example, customer facing roles and some top managers and some other people who would like to broadcast their expertise or their vision or something else on social media. So yeah, I was doing that. And then I decided to go to maternity leave at Microsoft. And I was kind of, I don't know, I was thinking about, am I doing the right thing? Maybe I would like to do something else. And I had a little break, yeah, to think about it and to reflect on it. And I realized that, like, my whole life, I wanted to start my own business. Yeah, and this is what I was trying to do before Microsoft, and this is what I wanted to try after. So I could come back, yeah, to Microsoft very fast, but I decided to try. And I've posted on social media that I'm opening my social media marketing agency. And I already had some audiences because I was growing them. I was connecting with several people, like business owners and some marketing directors. And when I've just posted about that, I've got a lot of leads who were interested in social media, and they already trusted me because I used to work for Microsoft. This is the kind of trustworthy fact in my life. And also they already were following me for some time, and they were reading my posts, my expert content. So they kind of decided to, maybe let's do it, let's try it. This is
Oh
how it
man,
started.
that's amazing. I love that. I love that. That's not always everyone's story as they jump into business and having enough credibility and everything there that there's some leads right away. So that's absolutely fantastic. So how long ago was it that you started the business? When you made that transition,
Mhm.
when was that? What year was that?
Yeah, it was almost 6 years ago. Actually, this summer we'll celebrate our 6 years birthday of the agency. Yeah, so it's quite
That's
not me,
awesome.
maybe not a long time, but for me it's a lot.
Well, I mean, congratulations.
Thank
Being in
you.
business that long in general is always a. I think it's not celebrated enough. So congratulations on kind of
Thank
being where
you.
you are in business. So when you took that leap, I was like just as a general setting the stage for the viewers, things like that. Was it 100% just like you went out on your own, said it's going to be me? Did you have any business partners that you kind of worked with at that time? What did that look like? The just like business journey with partners or not partners or sole
Yeah.
founder, things like that. What was that like for you?
So yeah, a little bit about me that I'm very anxious person, and this is why I usually don't, do something just like take risk and do it. I usually try to avoid risks, and this is why how I did it. I've got an offer from a startup. It was a blockchain startup because blockchain topic was very popular at that moment, and they offered me to work part-time as a social media marketing lead at their company. And we negotiated with them that I will try to start my own business in parallel with the work with them. So because of that, because I had some, I don't know, backup, I actually decided to risk and do it. And also I consulted with my with my actually very first manager at Microsoft.
Hmm,
And she helped me to realize that I want to start my own business and I need to try doing it. Yeah, so I'm very grateful for that. And actually, I did it. I started working at two businesses, I would say, because blockchain startup and my own agency. It was hard. I had a little baby. Of course, I have a husband, but he has his own work too, right? And actually, um, I was I wasn't alone in that because he supported me a lot, like emotionally. And after that, actually, after, if I remember correctly, after 2 years of the agency work, he joined the agency. So now we work together in one team. Yeah,
that's
and
that's awesome.
yeah, so he's my partner, but I'm still I'm a leader, so it's difficult for me, to build like partnerships where we are on the same, I don't know, same level, because I'm the leader of this agency, but he helps me with automation, for example, with some financial tasks and
Hmm,
something like that. So it
excellent.
helps a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing. Which actually leads perfectly into a question I always love to ask, and that's just like,
yeah.
as founder and CEO today, what does your role look like? I always like to ask the question of like, how many different hats do you have to wear in the business today, or get to wear in the business today? But what does your role look like, especially being now nearly 6 years into business? What is your role look like in the business today?
Yeah, we actually have like three main directions. First is project management, and here I do nothing, literally nothing, because I've already delegated all of it, and I have very reliable project managers, project directors that work with clients, and here I just feel that I can just leave it to them and just because I'm a control freak, and it's very hard for me to stop controlling things. And here I was ready to stop controlling, and it works very well now. What I still control and I participate in is two areas, mostly marketing and sales. For us, it's we work as a one team, like marketing and sales are together in our agency, and we work as a one team on them. I have some people, I have a team who are responsible for marketing and sales tasks, but I'm very active in this in this direction because I think that it's important for me to be involved in this part. And also, I'm involved in HR. I also
Mm.
have two team members who are responsible for HR, but I still do a lot of things in this area too. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
and
What's your
strategy, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What would you say is your favorite part? Like if you just like parse out the different kind of roles and things that you do today, what fires you up the most? What are you like super excited about within your business when you get to kind of take on some of those tasks?
Oh yeah, it's an interesting question. I'm a fan of providing value for free actually, and what I like to do, I like creating content and sharing it for free with our audiences, because I create, for example, some social media posts, some guides like in PDF, some I speak at meetups or webinars or something like that, and it's important for me because my goal is to to teach people how to, for example, how to do social selling activities. And even if they feel that they don't have enough time or they need some professional help, they come to us and they already trust us because they saw a lot of articles or maybe my posts or some PDF materials or something else. So they already saw a lot of like content and they already trust us and come to work with me and my team. Yeah, and I
Hmm.
like it.
That's awesome. And I hopefully here in a few minutes we'll dive a little bit deeper into kind of marketing and kind of some of the components that you just mentioned, how important some of that is in terms of, generating leads that are quality and people having some rapport built already, based on some of the things that you're doing out there. But before we do, I always like to, ask the question of, who primarily does your business serve? And I know you've kind of hit on this a little bit in the conversation so far, but I always like to just make it as clear as possible for the audience. So I'm going to frame it
Yeah.
this way. If I was in the audience and I'm watching this later on or I'm listening to it later on, how would I know that I'm a really good fit to give you all a call and potentially do business with you? Or I might know somebody I should refer over.
Yeah. Because I have a Microsoft background. This is why my first clients, all of them were from IT segment, from tech and some tech services, tech products, and some other tech companies. And we still work with the tech sector most because we have, for example, system integrators as clients, some tech products companies as clients, or IT services as well. And this is our main segment, I would say. And we have the largest expertise in this industry. The second segment is logistics, and actually we have the same expertise in financial industry and in digital too. So these four industries are best for us. And of course, we work with B2B companies because our approach, social selling approach, is effective for B2B segment. Because in B2B, it's very important to build this communication, like human to human communication, right? Because still in businesses, all of us are human beings and we need to build trust and we need to build relationships and work with each other. So yes, these B2B companies are our main clients.
Very cool. So maybe let's dive a little bit deeper into kind of what it means for social selling and for some of your clients, and maybe to kind of paint the picture. If new client comes on board, and kind of what can they expect? What does that process look like? If we kind of peel back those layers for somebody who maybe doesn't fully understand kind of the social selling or how it could impact their business, what does it look like when you work with one of your clients?
Yes, we start with the social selling strategy. It means that we interview our clients and we research some competitors and the target audience specifics, and we prepare the social selling strategy. This is the document that explains what we are going to do with this particular client, because we need to, for example, based on the various characteristics, based on the target audience, based on the market, based on the industry, based on the business model, and some other many things, we need to decide what will be the most effective approach for this certain client. Because for some clients, for example, we work as more networking builders, because we build their network on social media, and they just would like to, I don't know, to build relationships with some companies, with some people. And for some of our clients, we do real lead generation when we send, for example, selling messages and we get some leads, we generate some calls. And for some of our clients, these projects are more like PR oriented, because we
Mm.
organize LinkedIn Live events, we create a lot of content, etc. So it depends. Strategy can vary. And this is the first step to actually understand the business goals, some specifics, and create strategy. I can continue if you'd like with the next steps.
I love it. I love it. A couple of things kind of came to mind that
Yeah.
I'm just curious on. And of course, depending on the strategy and the focus and things like that for different clients that
Mm-hmm.
you have, but are there any kind of core like success metrics, like as you're looking at
Mm-hmm.
what is success defined as, or how does a client know that they're seeing success in some of these
Yeah.
campaigns and things like that? Are there any core ones that tend to fit most of the different strategies, depending on obviously the end goals and things like that? But is there anything like specifically like we always will make sure that this is the type of thing that we track to make sure that we're on target for the results that we're seeking?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to say that it depends on the strategy, depends on the goals, but you kind of just cut this option. So it's okay. Yeah. For the most of the clients, of course, our like final results is leads most of the time. Of course, it's not the final result for the business because business wants clients, not leads. They want closed deals. But this is where our work usually stops because we generate leads, and after that these leads, they go to our clients and they work with them on their side. Of course, we can help them, we can follow up on these leads. If they start ignoring, we can maybe warm up them a little bit later. If they, for example, decided to not to work with the company right now, but maybe in a half of a year they will be ready, yeah, we can follow up on them, we can come back. So we do all of these things, but I guess the main metric for us is leads most of the time in the most projects. And our clients want leads. And there are many memes on that. Where are the leads? Yeah, so businesses,
I love
they
it.
want them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So there's a few other questions that came to mind that I think would be kind of fun to dive into. So I recall you mentioning, so is a lot of it focused on like individual profiles versus business profiles, or is it a mix of both as you're kind of working on it? What when you kind of define or parse out social selling for most companies,
Mhm.
kind of which direction, or is it a mix of both, kind of equal, but personal versus like business pages or profiles?
Yeah, it's a very good question actually, because personal profiles, they are more effective in B2B because of course people want to communicate with other people. They don't want to communicate with some, I don't know, random brands, especially if it's a small company, right? Because if,
Yeah.
for example, Microsoft just suddenly sends me a message or something like that, I maybe will pay attention to it. But if some, I don't know, random company which I don't know at all just starts reaching out to me, of course this branded communication doesn't work at all, and
Mm,
it doesn't build any trust. But if I see some individuals from this company and I like this personality, I like not only their expertise, but also maybe some personal things they share with the audience. And based on that, I start trusting this personality first, and then, of course, the company. At least knowing the personality makes it easier for me to, for example, to agree to, I don't know, to have a call with this potential supplier, potential partner. Uh, this is why personal profiles, they are very powerful in that. But we combine it with working with the company profiles, because there are some opportunities you can achieve only with company profiles. Like, for
mm,
example, LinkedIn Live events. Of course, you can do them through personal profiles, but if you do them through company profiles, if you organize it and set it up and actually go live, you will get the lists of the all of the registrants, for example,
mm,
and you could be like thousands of people. But if you do it from personal profile, you will get nothing. You will not get this list. So, and also with some like target ads, for example, on LinkedIn, it's great to work from different angles. For example, you would like to sell some of your services to a large company, for example, right? In this case, it's great if these large companies representatives, they read your posts and they get involved in it. Maybe they comment on it or like it. But it's also great if they see some ads from your company in their news feeds. Of course, they probably will not even click on them, but they just see them. And if you have a lot of touch points with this, for example, large companies representatives, they can feel that you're everywhere. Why you are everywhere? And maybe it means that we need to talk. Maybe you're kind of trustworthy, and it's a well-known brand, but we've never heard about it. But
Hmm.
maybe it's still a good company. So yeah, it's this is how it works.
Oh man, I love it so much because it's it's fascinating when you like look back at other marketing strategies that are not online, right?
Yeah.
You think back to pre-internet, pre all this fun stuff where people are just being bombarded with things online. Well, what happened? Well, people from a company went out and met people, like networking. Like it wasn't the company was going out, it was actual individual people having conversations and like
Yes.
starting to understand that. I mean, really, we're drawing the line that it's that same basic thing is now happening online. People actually want to connect with people. And yes, the business probably has to have yeah, some ads or some billboards out there, right? People have to see
Mhm.
it and have some of that recognition. But at the end of the day, yeah, I know that I tend to connect with people more than I connect
Yeah.
with companies. So it's really cool to kind of see that and draw some of that parallel. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and
but
kind of it worked of like from the past to till the future. I guess it will also work because
yeah.
it's very important, like this people connection. Yeah, human to human connection.
So when you go through this process, I guess like how deep do you go within a company? Like in terms of if we're looking at personal profiles within a company,
Mhm.
maybe you've got the CEO, the founder, and some of the executive leadership, or maybe some folks on the marketing team. But how deep does it go? Like how many? If I'm a I don't know, maybe a mid-sized company that has
Mhm.
30, 40 employees on it, does do we focus on everybody's profile? Is there a certain cohort that tends to work best? Like, what tends to be the recommendation in terms of developing that for a company of that
Mhm.
size?
Yeah, it depends on the format because usually if our main format is when we just take the access and we manage everything in the profile. Of course, we do it with the approval, with the client approval. So we don't do any public activities without an approval because it's a client reputation and it's actually a huge risk. And you remember that I'm an anxious person who avoids risks. So we approve everything. Um, this is one format, and in this format we usually start, for example, when we're starting working with new clients, of course they need to try how to work with us, and we start with one profile or two profiles and we develop them first, and after that we can expand to more profiles. For example, in some companies we work with 6 profiles and more, and 10 maybe. So of course, but most of them they just, for example, choose some key people, like 2, 3, 4 people, key employees, and we manage their profile. But we also have some trainings because for example, for sales representatives, it doesn't make sense to invest a lot of money in their profile development. They need to do it on their own because
Mm.
they are money generators, not not the cost of the company, right? And for them, we can teach, for example, groups of hundreds or less than 100 people. Yeah, it depends on the company, depends on the group. So we usually, of course, split them to like smaller groups because it's more productive, yeah, to work in smaller groups. But in general, yeah, we can even train the whole company how to use it and give them some practical assignments, practical tasks to try, yeah, to do something on their own. Yeah, and then we check the results and give them some feedback. So depends on the format.
Hmm. I love that. That's that's really fascinating to kind of to think that through and really kind of the if I'm understanding really the difference between there's some that would be managed and 100% done and all that kind of stuff, and then how do we get everybody else involved? Well, we give them the guidance, we give them the tools and how they can do it, and encourage
Yeah.
them to do those types of things. That's absolutely amazing. So let's future forecast for a moment. I'm very curious as you look at continuing to grow your business. Where do you see it in the next 3 to 5 years? When you just kind of look at here's where we're headed. What does the business look like? Does your role change within the business as you continue to grow? But what does that look like when you look forward to the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, I have a lot of ambitions because I'm a very ambitious person and I want to, I don't know, to have a very large business. But what's the problem of my business now is the scalability, right? Because we can't grow very fast because this is a services business. We have more clients, we need more team members, and we need to
Hmm.
teach them, we need to prepare them. So it's kind of a slow growth process. Yeah, it's quite slow. And what I'm trying to do now, I'm looking for some more scalable business models. Like, for example, maybe some courses or some clubs by subscription or something else, or even AI tools. Yeah, we actually
Hmm.
have some projects like that. So I'm experimenting for now and testing some hypotheses to find this more scalable model. Yeah,
Very
to grow
cool.
faster.
I love that. Absolutely love that.
Thank you.
All right. Now I know we've spent a ton of time covering a lot of ground. I know I could sit here and really just dive in even deeper. But I do want to be respectful of everyone's time. And I've got a few rapid fire questions I'd love to kind of get into, just kind of pull out some wisdom nuggets for the audience out there. So the first one, as you look at kind of your journey overall, what would you say has kind of been your call it key to success? Like, it could be routines, could be things that you do consistently or ways of thinking, but what would you say for you has kind of been your key to success?
It's interesting. I guess my negative, like things, specifics of me. For example, my anxiety. It helps me a lot because it helps me to, I don't know, to collect some budgets and to have some money for crisis situations or something like that. So it makes my business anti-fragile. Yeah, maybe you've read this book about anti-fragility. So what else? My always I'm always not satisfied with what I do. I'm always thinking that I can do better. It's not good. We need to do more. And yeah, so it can be hard for the team because people, they want more, positive emotions and they want to be appreciated for their work. I try to do it, but deeply inside, I feel that it's always something not enough, not good. So, and it drives me, it motivates me a lot. So yeah, I guess that this is what
Awesome.
works
Awesome.
for me.
How about advice? If you could leave just one piece of advice for other entrepreneurs out there, what piece of advice would you want to give them?
It depends on the entrepreneurs, whether they are experienced or they are just starting. Yeah, if uh-huh.
Your choice on advice for the demographic that you choose.
Yeah, my advice would be, for example, if you're just starting your business, just don't follow the trends, but think about what you actually like doing. Yes, and what gives you the most, I don't know, inspiration, and just do it. And also think about maybe starting without any costs. How can you do it? Because I guess in many businesses you can find a way how to start without investing much money, just with, I don't know, simple solutions, right? Maybe some ready solutions or just some manual work, but you can do it. And for example, if you would like to start your business, it's not necessary to find an investor, to have some capital for that. Just find a way to do it without it.
Hmm. That's great advice. How about book recommendations? Any book recommendations that you would give? It could be a book that you're currently reading or something that you've read recently. If you're not a big reader, audiobooks, podcasts, anything else you might recommend out there. But what would you recommend from a learning perspective for the audience?
If you're interested in building international business or international career, I would recommend a book I've recently read. It's called Culture Map by Erin Meyer, and she's talking about various cultures, how people communicate in them, and what are the differences of building businesses there. For me, it's very useful because we work in different regions. For example, we have clients who would like to enter Latin American markets, who would like to enter the US markets, or European markets, or Asian markets. So for us, it's very important to understand the differences in communication and to build our social selling strategy based on that. And this book is awesome. It helps a lot with that.
Very cool. It's always fun when I get to add new books to the list that I haven't gotten recommendations for. So that one gets to be added. So that's awesome.
Great.
All right, we'll do one more rapid fire question, then we'll kind of get to the wrap up here today. And this one's just kind of fun. If you could choose just one area in your business where you could take a little bit of magic dust and sprinkle it all over one spot in the business, and that's the key. You only get to choose one spot here. Take that magic dust, sprinkle it over one spot in your business. You wake up tomorrow, it's 10 times better than it is today. Where would you choose to put that magic dust?
Funny. I think that's probably it's marketing because I'm involved in marketing a lot. And for now, I'm building a system how it can work without me, but I'm not successful in that yet. So if I have some magic pill to that will build this system instead of me, I would be really happy about it.
Oh, that is a phenomenal answer. So for those that are watching that want more information, that want to connect with you, that want to follow kind of all the amazing things that you're doing out there, that wants to learn about more about ModumUp, where can we advise them to go for more information?
You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm Olga Bondareva. It probably will be somewhere in the description. Yeah, you can find me. I post a lot on LinkedIn, and you can learn more about what we're doing and maybe get some useful tips and tricks on how to develop your LinkedIn profiles. And also, you can visit our website, ModumUp.com. It's about our services, and you can, for example, leave a request if you'd like to discuss some things. Yeah, and we can meet. So yeah, I guess two of this will be the
Beautiful.
best.
I'll make sure to put both of those in the video description below. So once we wrap up here, those of you that are watching, make sure you go click on the links, especially go to LinkedIn, check out all the amazing things that Olga's doing. Send a direct message. Say, hey, saw you in the business spotlight. Great conversation. It's always great to make additional connections and things like that here. Kind of a core thing that we love to do with the spotlight series. So with that, I always like to end on kind of one very specific question, and that is simply, what is most inspiring to you today?
The most inspiring thing for me today is that actually I'm very new to the US and I moved here like 5 months ago. And most of our clients are European companies. And here I'm just starting. Of course, we have several clients here in the US, but in general, I feel that I'm starting, right? That I'm starting like promoting my personal brand here, and I'm starting generating new clients here. And this is very inspiring because I feel the same that I felt like 5 or almost 6 years ago when I started my agency. Yeah, so it's very, very similar state and very similar emotions. And I already, I guess I was surprised, and I love it very much that here people are very open for example, uh, to my expertise, for example, and they invite me to share it. And I've spoke at several meetups already in Austin because I live in Austin. So it's just great, and I'm happy to connect with new people. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about the culture and everything, so it's the most inspiring.
Amazing. That is exciting. Olga wants to thank you again for taking the time. This has been a genuine pleasure. As I stated before, I know I could totally just sit here for another like hour and really
Yeah,
dive into the things. I love the marketing side of things, just a piece for me. So I just want to say thank you again. This has been genuinely a lot of fun to have you on the show.
thank you so much. I love the questions, actually, they are very interesting. Yeah.